Hello, this is George Hutton with the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of weaponized hypnosis. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. Today's fully written story will be called Sucker Punch. Part 1, Stories in their natural order. Story 1, movie about a couple with a kidnapped kid. 1A, saw a horror movie. 1B, couple's kid was kidnapped, tortured, and killed. 1C, ruined their relationship. 1D, then the killer escaped from prison. 1E, they tortured him to death, but it was the wrong guy. Story 2, movie about a criminal trying to do good. 2A, criminal trying to do good. 2B, fell in love with a girl. 2C, she helped him heal. 2D, she was in trouble and needed his criminal help. 2E, she was conning him the whole time for revenge. Story 3, politicians putting enemies in prison. 3A, political prisoners have always existed. 3B, if you can't kill your enemy, put him in prison. 3C, ancient times. 3D, modern times. 3E, might makes right is always true, never justice. Story 4, Soviet KGB tactics. 4A, KGB under pressure to find traitors. 4B, they would grab random people. 4C, torture them until they gave up names. 4D, and then they'd torture those people. 4E, an infinite cycle of torture. Part 2, Stories in the Order to Tell. 1A, horror movie. 1B, couple's kid kidnapped and murdered. 1C, nearly ruined them. 2A, criminal trying to go straight. 2B, met a girl. 2C, she helped him. 3A, political prisoners. 3B, always happen. 3C, whoever is in charge has lots of options. 4A, KGB tactics. 4B, get innocent people. 4C, torture them and get more names. 4D, torture those and get more names. 3D, put enemies in prison. 3E, both ancient and modern times. 2D, she needed his criminal help. 2E, she was conning him the whole time. 1D, tortured the guy to death. 1E, but it was the wrong guy. Part 3, word-for-word script. R, anchor. SP, self-point. I watched the most horrible movie ever the other night. I mean, this SP was really bad on every level, but I couldn't help to watch this R to see what was going to happen. But the twist at the end was like a horrible sucker punch. It started out with this happy couple and their little girl, then one day the girl disappeared. They couldn't find her for a couple of weeks, and then they found the body. Somebody decided to torture her, R, and then kill her, R. Then the movie was about the couple's relationship and how it just disintegrated. Can you imagine something, R, like this, SP? There was another movie about this criminal, or at least he was a criminal when he was younger. But he was trying to live a good life, but for some reason he found life to be very difficult, R. But then he met this person, SP, this girl who wanted to help him. And it was the old story where you know you have demons inside, and if you reveal your demons, R, you know that everybody is going to reject you, R, that kind of thing. But finally, he told her everything and she accepted him anyway. So it was building up to this love story, right? I saw this documentary the other night about how they always have political prisoners. I mean, in every society, there are lots of ways for those in charge to keep their power, but the structure is always the same. I mean, you can find corruption, R, everywhere, SP, you look. But if you are an enemy, I mean, if you know that those in charge think that you are the enemy, there are a lot of ways that they, SP, can punish you, R. I mean, you don't have any options, but the people in charge, SP, have all the power. And the more you feel safe, the more that means they are planning when to just snatch you off the streets, R. So you never know when that is coming. It's like in the Soviet Union. I mean, they had a perfect system of control. They would just grab people off the street, anybody really. I guess it didn't matter. Since when you are being tortured, I mean, if you were tied in a chair and they were just pulling your teeth or whatever, you would say anything, R, to get them to stop, right? So that's what they did. They would find people, R, torture people, R, and then ask them for names of traitors. And of course, the people would tell them anything, R. I mean, imagine if somebody you thought was your friend was being tortured and they told them that you were a traitor. That meant it was just a matter of days before they grab you, R, when you least expect it, and just torture you, R. I mean, they had some really powerful techniques. Doctors would inject you with stuff that would make you suffer for days, R. Suffer all kinds of hallucinations, R. That would make you just have a waking nightmare, SP, and you would start to hope they would kill you, R. But I guess if you are in charge, and you know you've got enemies, you can arrest them, you can kill them, R. Or you can say they have made the decision to commit treason, R, and there's nothing you can do. But the girl finally asked him to help her. Turns out she had some old problems and his criminal skills were needed one last time, and of course he said he'd help her since he'd fallen in love with her, but it was all a setup. Everything that had happened up to now, SP, was a big con. And they tied him up, and before she killed him, she said this, SP, was all fake. When he was a kid, he killed her father, and she'd been planning this, SP, the whole time. She said that she wanted to heal him, to make him think that he had a chance at salvation of true love before telling him that this person, SP, was planning on killing him the whole time. But later, like 5 years later, the guy that killed their kid escaped from prison, so this couple schemes to catch him, R, and they tie him up, R, in some basement and just brutally torture him, R, for a couple of weeks. I mean, super vicious torture, like crazy torture. And then after he's dead, they go back home, and a couple of weeks later, the cops come by. They think they're going to go to jail. I mean, they were ruined before, but instead of giving them peace, since they tortured that guy to death, they were just on the brink of about to go insane, R. They felt like they wanted to die, R. But the cops come and they're thinking, if we go to prison, R, we deserve prison, R. But the cops come and say that the guy who killed their kid escaped from prison, but it's okay because they caught him and he's back in prison. They find out they captured and tortured the wrong guy, R. They decided to torture the wrong guy, R. And that's how this SP ends, with a huge sucker punch that makes you feel so horrible, R. I don't think I'll get over how much I feel terrible now, R. I'm Joe Sutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. I look forward to talking with you again soon.